right, question 13. 4 out of 8 missed this one. So we have this function f, x to the fourth minus 4x squared over x squared minus 4x. And we're looking at which following statements is true. So all of the values they're giving us are zeros or fours and asking us about what type of discontinuity there is. So let's start with, if we plug in 0, we get 0 minus 0 over 0 minus 0. So we end up with a 0 over 0. So let's see if we can't reduce this, eliminate it, and maybe a little bit and cancel some things out. I'm going to have to go above it, because there's no, that's the next question. Okay, so let's reduce, it almost looks like a difference of squares, but it's not quite. So let's, I'll factor out the x squared. X squared, that leaves me with x squared minus 4, which is a difference of squares. So that's going to be x plus 2, x minus 2. How about a 2 instead? Yeah. Okay, and then on the bottom, almost looks like a difference of squares, but that extra pesky x right there kind of gets in our way. So let's do the same thing. Let's factor out an x, and that leaves me with x minus 4. Okay, so I don't have any binomials that I could cancel out here, but I do have this x, which could cancel out with this x. And now what I can try doing is substituting in the 0 and see what happens. So on the bottom, if I put a 0 in there, I end up with a minus 4. And on the top, there's still an x here. So that's going to be 0 times all this stuff, which just means a 0 on the top. But that's okay. It's not 0 out of 0. In fact, what this works out to be is just 0. So we have a removable discontinuity. We were able to get it to work by simplifying and then removing these two. And then so the limit as x approaches 0 is 0. Okay, so now let's check out the 4. So it's a removable discontinuity, which means B or C is one of our choices. So we're looking, is it a jump or is it a vertical asymptote? So let's just plug 4 back into our original function and see what happens. So 4 to the 4th power is, oh goodness, it's a big number. Minus 4 to this, okay, that's going to be basically 4 to the 3rd power. So we're going to get nothing, it's not going to be 0 on top. All right, so it's a non-zero. I'll just write that, non-zero on the top. On the bottom, 4 squared is 16, minus 4 times 4 is 16. So we do end up with a 0 on the bottom, and that's the important part, because if we have a 0 in the denominator, but a non-zero in top, that means that this works out to be going towards infinity, which means we have a vertical asymptote. I don't know if that's a standard symbol, but that's what I use because I don't feel like writing it all the time. So we've got a removable discontinuity at 0 and a discontinuity due to a vertical asymptote at x equals 4. So it is choice C.